I made this super simple scene with some building and road, but I'm here to show you how to add a good-looking orange fog. Let's get started. But first I want to add a camera. So, plus cinematic, Cine Camera Actor. With the camera added, let's get in its view. Perspective, then select the camera. Now we place it quickly and we're ready to take on the fog. Okay, see the outliner? Look, if you can find something called exponential height fog. If it's not there in your project, you can add it. Just go plus visual effects, and there it is. Now this cloud thing is just the fog settings. It's not really in the scene if you want to export a video or game, but if it bothers you, just move it aside, it doesn't matter. Anyway, make sure the fog is selected and look down here. We got a few settings. Don't get overwhelmed, we're only using 3 of them, and I'll show you every steps. First, there's the fog density. Try putting a high value and see what happens. Big difference already, but that's not really orange, is it? Just play around with the density a little, and then let's move. 2 sounds good for now, but good news, you can change it later. Second step, scroll down to find volumetric fog. It will adapt the fog depending on the scene, including the color of the objects and the lighting. There it is. Just in case you missed it, it might be closed like this. Find volumetric fog and make sure it's open. Then turn it on. Okay, you're doing great already. You can see the color completely changed. To control it further, click on the albedo color. That's like the color of the fog. Just add a little yellow. We'll make it stronger later with the sun settings in the last step. So many options, but focus. We want it orange. Okay, just a little. Perfect. Click OK. Now just click anywhere in the scene to select it. Any object, it doesn't matter. Then, hold Ctrl plus L on your keyboard. While holding those keys, move your mouse cursor around and that will move the sun. Get in on the side, near the ground, like a sunrise. If it's your first time doing this, it's not going to be easy, but that's okay, you're a fast learner. See, this already looks amazing. Just take your time. I remember having a lot of difficulties placing the sun when I started learning Unreal. If all these items are bothering you for some reason, yeah, me too, just press G on your keyboard. They're still there, just invisible. Now, why would the fog not be in the lighting folder? It has to stay organized, right? It's very likely you don't already have a lighting folder. Just create it or ignore this step. It's useless in this case. Whatever. Back in the fog settings, at the top there's the density. We've already been there. I just want to improve it a little. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now I'm just placing the camera better. I want to try something with the camera settings. Select it in the outliner and there is focal length. If you don't know what this is yet, well, you'll figure it out soon enough. Just try changing the value. Maybe that's too much zoom. Yeah, how about 55? Oh, we got something here. We're seeing crazy good progress here. Next up would be to improve the sun. Select directional light, that's kind of the sun settings. You see intensity? That's the strength of the sun. Try putting a high value here, then a lower one. See what happens. I feel like it's losing a little color when it's too bright, but that's something we could fix later. Just pick what looks good. Yeah, I like that. Now here the sun has a color too. What about adding a little yellow? Yeah, that works. Not that big of a difference, but it does look pretty. Yep, we're keeping it like that. I want someone here crossing the street. I believe somewhere in this mess I got a character pack. Oh, there it is. Let me just find someone that could work here. That's a pack I found in the marketplace. If you don't know how to access that marketplace, I linked a mini video in the description that explains that. This one looked like he's walking. That's perfect. Just a simple drag and drop. We got most of the fog and the character, but it doesn't look good at all yet. I have something pretty cool to show you. But first, get out of the camera by pressing this mini eject button. I just want to make sure my character is a realistic size and is at a place that makes sense. Yeah, whoa, look at those sun rays, absolutely beautiful. Focus, focus, get back in the camera. Oops, I concluded the character is a little too tall compared to the scene. Press R to change to the scale tool, then make it smaller. Or not, whatever. Okay, see this grid? No? Well, if not, you can easily add it. Just go perspective and make sure you're on cinematic viewport. That default viewport doesn't have it. When you switch, you'll have to go back in the camera view afterwards. Now that we both have it, click on it and you'll find some cool grids. I'll keep it extremely simple and just use this one to make sure the character is in the middle of my shot. Now for the grand final, some new fog effects. Select exponential height fog again, and scroll down to find volumetric fog again. Here you have two interesting settings, start distance and near fade in distance. Play around with these two until you get something somewhat satisfying. Look at that, not the goal at all, but that does look amazing. Anyway, let's focus. I want to add some distance to the start of the fog. Keep playing around with these two, and soon enough it will look mind-blowing. We are getting so close. There's something else you must know about the camera. But first, let's see if I could get a little closer. Yeah, that works. So, my character is a little blurry, so select the camera in the outliner, and here you got some focus distance settings. Use the picker to click on the character and set the focus on it. See, little difference, but it's so worth it. Next, you can scroll down here just a little and find the current aperture. Make this a lower value to make everything except the focus blurrier, like the buildings in the background. Now remove the grid, and if you don't know how to export an image, let me show you the very basic. I consider this project done. Now we're going to export an image with the easiest way possible. Click on the hamburger menu here, then high resolution screenshot, then optionally put a higher size for higher quality, then capture, then wait, and then click on the file path. There you go. A beautiful orange fog. If that was useful in any ways, please leave a comment. I love reading them all.